Hi, I'm Angela DePalma-Dow from Lake County Watershed Protection District in the Water Resource Department. And we're here today doing an invasive creeping water primrose removal project. We're here at Library Park in the city of Lakeport, one of our partners on this project. And I'm here with the Tribal Eco Restoration Alliance, and they're a major partner in this project also. So what we're doing today is removing primrose, and you can kind of see it here. And there's not much back here. What you're actually seeing is the native smartweed. And that's because we were at the site about 2 weeks ago and did a large removal of primrose. So today all we're doing is spot removal. So some of the primrose we missed or that has grown since then, we've removed. And you can see it's not that much. But if we were to leave this unchecked and just let it grow, in about a few weeks, we'd see 2 feet of really thick primrose growth in here. And it might start to choke out this native smartweed and may even start to choke out the native tules, which are an essential plant for the riparian aquatic zone along the lake shoreline. And so we're just really grateful for partners to be able to help us today, and doing these spot treatments by hand is really important, as well as long-term maintenance of your shoreline. When it comes to things like invasive species like primrose, it's maintenance periodically and consistently to be able to make sure it doesn't grow back into the amounts that can be troublesome, nuisance, and actually detrimental to our shoreline. One of the main things about primrose, if it gets too thick, it makes the water kind of stagnant, and that is prime breeding ground for the mosquitoes that carry West Nile virus. So not only is it an ecological concern, but there's also a public health concern with letting this plant get too big and cover too much area. And today we're going to learn how you can manually remove patches of creeping water primrose from your own shoreline that are in the water. So this might be a typical shoreline behind your property. You have some native tule, you might have some other sedges or carex species, and then of course you might have some creeping water primrose. The way that the primrose grows is it roots in the shallow water, sometimes on the shoreline in the dry spot, and then it creeps over the surface of the water. So this primrose just grew within the last couple weeks, and its roots are still in the bottom sediment or soils, which is kind of loose. So this is a relatively easy time to remove the primrose. So what you want to do when you're working around water, of course, is be safe. Make sure someone knows where you are. Make sure if you need, you have some protective personal equipment. There's other things in the water. There's things like swimmer's itch. There could be lures, fishing lures, hooks. There's also little bugs that like to bite and nip. So you just want to wear some gloves, be protective, just when you're working in your shoreline and in the water in general. And what you want to do is you're going to gently grab the primrose from the stem as close to the bottom or base of the plant as possible and gently pull up. It's kind of like strawberries. It goes and sends out runners. And what you want to do is pull up the roots. If you just pulled it and yanked and cut the stem, then a new plant will grow back and it'll be stronger and more vigorous. So we really want to pull from the roots. So you can see here, I'm just kind of gently pulling. And you might not always get the roots. I have some roots right here, some root chunks, but I didn't get all of it in the whole section. So once you pull up the primrose, this is kind of what it looks like. You have the part of the green growth that grows on the surface, and then you have these long root sections that'll bury themselves in the sediment. And this is really what you want to gently pull up when you're trying to remove this plant. And once you remove a chunk like this, you want to make sure that you don't just throw it back in the lake, because it'll go float somewhere and regrow, and then it'll become another problem. So what you want to do is you can put it on shore or your dock, making sure that it doesn't get back into the lake, and let it dry out, and that'll make it really light. Or you can put it directly into your compost bin or your green waste bin. And it takes a while to do an area, but once you do that, you're going to see less and less primrose growing in that spot over time, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to manage, and it'll help promote a healthy natural shoreline, which will benefit Clear Lake for improved water quality and provide habitat for fish and wildlife. And if you have any questions, you can always call us for support at Water Resources at 707-263-2344. You can follow us on Facebook at Lake County Water, or check out our website at County Lake Water Resource Department.